Hi, welcome back to the Forest of Arden. My name is Chris Ryan, and today's video is all about hip rotation in the backswing, and I'm going to show you how you can set up a practice station to help you do this better. So welcome to the Forest of Arden and welcome to another Your Friday. If you haven't seen this video series before, this is where you can get involved and help me with the content. If you would like to ask me a question, let me have a topic you'd like me to cover, then let me know in the comments box down below and hopefully I can answer a comment or a question from you. You can also get in touch with me via Instagram, Facebook or Twitter. The information should be on the screen anytime around about now. So today we're answering a question that came in the comment section of a previous video I did in this series from Gareth Birrell. Gareth was asking how he could improve hip rotation in the backswing. This was, I thought, a fantastic question, something that I thought could maybe help a lot of you out there with your golf swings. All you're going to need to help your hip rotation is a couple of alignment sticks like I've got here and a bungee cord. And we're going to give you a really simple drill that you can set up during practice, which is going to give you a little bit more awareness about your hip rotation. And we're going to talk a little bit about what actually needs to happen within your legs to ensure that your hips are rotating in the correct fashion. So let me set this little station up. We'll come back and I'll explain to you exactly how we're going to do this. Right, so I have got one of the alignment sticks attached just below my belt buckle, and I've just used a bungee cord which helps me place this on. If you haven't got a bungee cord, you can easily just pop it through your belt loops. It kind of does the same job. Notice how I've got it pretty short on my trail side and then quite more, well, a little bit longer on my lead side. I've also got the other alignment stick on the ground, and I'm going to show you exactly where I've set that up. So as I take my starting position to this golf ball, the alignment stick on the ground, you can see is actually just almost touching my lead toe and then just touching my trail heel. So all I did is I set myself up and then I just put the alignment stick into there. Now, the bungee cord and the alignment stick that's on my sort of pelvis or my hips is really just giving me a fantastic visual as I start to rotate. So if I was to just stand up normally and I just make some sort of rotation in my hips, again, this just gives me an absolutely great visual to see how much I'm rotating my hips. Now, there are lots of different golf swings out there. This for me would help more golfers than not. You may well be slightly different to this, but this is going to, I think, be a pretty good base for you to work from. When you make your backswing, I would like to see this alignment stick on your hips at least go past and over the one that's between my, lay on the ground between my heels and my toes. If you've got a poor hip rotation, let's maybe you've got a slide, you don't have a lot of hip rotation, you can see how this alignment stick on my pelvis didn't really move too much. But again, I can see that from this viewpoint. That gives me some fantastic feedback. Equally, we don't want to have so much hip turn that the stick kind of almost pulls over the golf ball. This would possibly be a little bit excessive, especially when I'm hitting an iron club. So as a pretty good guide, I can actually just stand there and make some golf swings and just feel like I allow my hips to turn, and so the end of the alignment stick falls, just in front of the one that's on the ground. And I'm really just using my viewpoint and my visual to give me that feedback. So that's kind of how much we'd like the hips to turn. But probably more importantly, we need to look at, well, actually what needs to happen to allow that to move by that amount. What you will hopefully notice is as I'm making these rehearsals, my knee flex is changing. So my trail knee is starting to lose some of its flex, and my lead knee is starting to increase in its flex. At the same time that my hips are rotating on an angle. And again, we can see that by the alignment stick. You'll notice that this end of the alignment stick is much lower than this end because I'm rotating my hips on this angle. The two things that I see which cause golfers to have poor hip rotation is the two concepts of trail knee needs to stay flexed and hips need to rotate level. So this would be very, very common that I see. So knee stays flexed, hips turning level. I see lots of this. You can see how that looks very, very strange in my pelvis. I haven't allowed my knees to change flex, and I haven't allowed my pelvis to turn what we call on an angle. So something like an alignment stick, a bungee cord around your waist, you can set up a really good little practice station where I can do two things. I can look at how much my hips are rotating, and I can also look at whether my hips are turning on an angle. And to me, those are the two sort of main components of having good hip rotation, is having the right amount by allowing the knees to change flex if I can get this bungee cord out of the way, and by allowing the hips to turn on an angle. We would tend to see, or personally I would tend to see, when a golfer uses their hips and their pelvis good in the backswing, we tend to see a lot of good things happening in the downswing. They're often able to sequence the downswing better. They're often able to shift pressure onto that lead side better. Many of the things that we see golfers struggling with in their downswing can be related back or to something that they've done in the backswing with their lower body. Right, let's go ahead and hit one. Just got a mid-iron here. So I've done a couple of drills. I've got an idea what that hip rotation is going to be like. Let's see if I can execute it. So hip rotation, definitely something I see golfers struggling with. But as I say, 2 alignment sticks, a bungee cord, you've got everything you need to improve yours. Practice with some fantastic feedback, and I definitely think that's going to help you sequence your downswing better, get some good impact conditions, and hit the ball a little bit better, hopefully just like that one. Thank you to Gareth for the question. Hope that helps. And as I say at the start, if you would like your question or your topic answered, let me know in the comments box. I will be choosing a couple to film videos on in the coming weeks. Thank you for watching. Usual stuff is down below. You've got a comments box, you've got a like button, and you've also got a link to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. We will hopefully see you back here again soon.